Hello everyone and welcome to Tipsy, where we actually provide you with top tips to meet your specific need. So if you're new to this channel, consider hitting the like and subscribe button and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we create a new video or tutorial. So today, we are actually going to be sharing with you a top number one strategy that you can actually use to predict home win matches when it concerns soccer match prediction. We are actually going to be using an app called Sofascore and the tips and tricks that you can actually apply to come out with the best pick of winning team using this app. So the first step I will actually want to take is to make sure to locate my Play Store, as you can see in this case, and click on it directly. At the top search of my Play Store area, I'm going to type Sofascore app and click on search. Once I do that, I will be displayed with a lot of apps, as you can see in my case. Make sure that you locate this app here that says Sofascore Sport Live Score. There is also a Sofascore editor, but please make sure to avoid the editor app itself and only select Sofascore Sport Live Score and click on it directly. Once you do that, make sure that you go ahead to install the app successfully, and once the installation has been completed, then please make sure to locate open button and open the app. But if you already have this app installed onto your device and it actually requires you to update the app, please make sure to update it, as in my case, and use only the latest version of the app so that you'll be able to be displayed with all the features or the relevant features this app actually have to provide to you. And once the update has been updated and installed successfully, as you can see in my case, now it is actually installing for my update, and once the installation has been completed, then I'll actually locate my open button and click on it directly to be redirected to the inside section of the app itself. You can see this is how the app actually looks like from the inside. If it is your first time to use this app, then please make sure that it looks like this. And once you are sure that this is actually the app, then please make sure to go ahead to locate the open button and click on it directly. Once you do that, you will actually be taken to the inside of the app, as you can see in my case. For this tutorial, we actually want to predict matches or winning teams in the football category. Please make sure that you actually allow your drop down menu, as you can see football here, to actually be on football by default. And of course, once you are sure it is actually on football, you can also go ahead to make use of the date by changing the date based on the calendar, as you can see here. For this strategy, you actually want to locate an area which is actually called menu. Locate menu on your device and click on menu. And once you click on menu, you will actually be displayed with this sidebar, as you can see here. The next step is to make sure to locate this area that actually says dropping out and click on dropping out directly. Once you click on dropping out, please make sure to make use of this navigated area, as you can see here, by dragging with your finger either to the left or to the right and locate an area that actually says top H to H, which actually means top head to head. Click on it directly, and once you do that, you will actually notice that best matches based on head to head will actually be displayed to you. In this tutorial, we are actually going to be using 3 or 4 cases to actually explain some tips and tricks to you that you can also apply the same strategy to come out with the best winning teams, to locate them and actually include them to your bet slip. The first case I want to use is this case of the first match that you can see here, a match between Ferrymead Bay FC playing with Nomad United AFC. You can see that there are certain numbers at the top head of this icon or of this logo based on the team. Here in this case, it is actually 7, as you can see here, and for the other case, it is actually 0. In other words, based on head-to-head of these two teams, this Ferrymead Bay FC have actually played most of the time. They have actually have 7 wins against the opponent, while the opponent has actually have a 0 win. In other words, based on head-to-head history, Ferry Meat Bay FC has upper hand to actually win this game based on the opponent. And even more, if the favorite team who always win based on head-to-head is actually coming home, then of course there is a more probability of it to actually win a match once as it is home. What I want to do to actually explain this case or to come out with some tips is to click on the match directly once you see a game listed on this list. Once you click on that, the first thing you actually want to do is to locate the team position of these two teams based on these numbers, as you can see here. This is actually 4 and 7 based on the two teams. In other words, the team which was actually the favorite team that has actually win 7 times is actually home, and the opponent that has actually win 0 times is actually going away. And you can see that based on form or based on the position table of the league, you can see that the favorite team who have win 7 times is actually still coming home, and it is still the favorite based on form as compared to the opponent, which is the away team in number 7 position of the league table. You can now see that based on these displayed results here, you already have an idea that it is still possible for the home team to actually take the lead in this game based on the analytic statistics that we have actually seen so far. But of course, we are not going to rely on these statistics alone. We still have some inside details to share with you so that you can still go ahead to make sure that you come out with the best picks. So the next step you actually want to take is to make sure that you locate this area that says standings and click on standing directly. Make sure to click on standings, and once you do that, you'll be displayed with this standing table that actually looks like this. And of course, you want to make sure to go ahead to analyze this section and come out with the best possible picks. Of course, I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks that you need to apply here to make sure that you come out with the safest picks so as to avoid the issue of not coming out really true. So the first step you actually want to take is to make sure that you locate that based on the favorite team, as you have seen from the last page, it is in the 4th position and the 7th position of these two. What you want to do is to also make sure that you look at the number of matches they have played, the number of goals and the number of goals scored and conceded, same compared to the opponent. They should not be the same. And also, if they are the same, then of course we are going to avoid those kind of cases. You can see that for this, in the number 4 position of this team, they have played 10 games, win 5, 15 goals scored and 21 goals conceded, as compared to the opponent that has actually played 9 with 2 wins, 15 goals scored and 21 goals conceded. In other words, if you look carefully, you are going to notice that these two teams have almost the same rate of scoring and conceding. You can see 15:22 and 15:22. In other words, it is a risky factor to actually go that the favorite team in number 4 position of this league table, which is actually Ferry Meat Bay FC, will actually win in this match. Because of course, based on the league table, it's almost having equal strength as compared to the opponent. Therefore, in cases like this, it is not a good idea to pick out Ferry Meat Bay FC that is actually going to win in this match. This is one way you can actually filter out those teams which are not good to pick to include them to your bet slip. This is the first use case to make sure that you filter out those teams which are not a good pick for a winning team based on this strategy. Once you know that this team is not favorable, just make sure to go one step ahead and go to the next to see how you can actually analyze. I'll use a second use case, which is actually in this match between Victoria Pleasant playing with Dukla Praha. I'll click on the match directly and I'll actually be taken to the inside details base here. Here on this second case, what I actually want you to look at is the fact that we don't actually have a league table here based on display result. And of course, if you look based on these two teams as Dukla Victoria Pleasant and Dukla Praha, you are going to see that we have the favorite team actually playing home, which is actually Victoria Pleasant, and the non-favorite is actually going away. Based on head-to-head, as you can see from this place here, the 14 displayed on top of this Victoria Pleasant simply means that they have actually met and it has win 14 times, while its opponent has actually win only 1 time based on the head-to-head, as you can see here. In other words, Victoria Pleasant, which has win more of the time, have upper advantage of head-to-head based on the two opponents. Now, if you now already know which team has an upper hand based on head-to-head, now we should consider clicking on the match. As you can see here, since we don't have a standing table to actually detect, what we want to do next is to go to this area that says matches and click on it directly. Once you come to matches, what you want to do is to look at the past head-to-head history, the number of goals that actually used mostly likely to occur whenever they meet, and you are going to know the possibility of how this head-to-head used to or usually occur. You can actually analyze the past 3 matches or 4 matches as the highest to know what you can actually come out with. As in the first case, the last 4 head-to-head, as you can see here, if we consider from this area here, you are going to see that Victoria Pleasant played home. It beat the opponent 2-0. In this case, it still played home 4-0. In this case, it played away 5-1. It wins. In other words, they are actually telling you based on head-to-head that even if Victoria Pleasant actually played home or away, it always still have an upper advantage to always beat its opponent, and the number of goals line it always score is actually the goal line of above 3 going to 4, and even 5 goals it actually score. And if you still see at the most recent, as you can see here, it is still 4-0 based on the most recent head-to-head. In other words, it was home. It means that when it is actually home, it still have upper hand to always win matches like this. In this case here, what you are going to realize is that Victoria Pleasant is still coming home, and of course there is still more advantage of Victoria Pleasant to still win this match, and these are the kind of use cases that you can actually take for Victoria Pleasant to actually win, or the winning team in this match. Also, you can also use it as an additional tip to come out with the pick of looking at the possibility of an over 1.5 or 2.5 goal to occur in this match. Why? Because if you look at most recent head-to-head, there's always occur the possibility of over 1.5 or 2.5 goals, which means that the possibility of over 1.5 goal or 2.5 goal to occur in this match is still very possible. And this is how you can still find even over 1.5 goal matches using this technique. Move one step behind. Once you are sure that the possibility of it for the home team to win has been picked, then of course, based on these cases, we already have one match that we can actually consider in this strategy. The next, what I want to show to you is the match that I want to take actually between this team here, which is actually Joinbuk playing with the opponent Gwinji FC. If I click on this, you are going to see 14 for the away team and 1 for the home team. In other words, the away team have upper hand based on head-to-head. In this case, we have standing here, and you are going to see that the favorite team is actually in the 5th position and the non-favorite in the 8th position. But in this case, the non-favorite team is actually coming home. In other words, the favorite team, which has won most of the time, is going away. And if you look at the form of these two teams, both of them have good forms, and therefore to go for the case that the away team will actually go for a straight win, which is a favorite team, is very risky, because of course these two teams have good forms, and the fact to go for the away team to actually win here is a risky factor, because the home team, which is the non-favorite team coming home, have good form, and you might be surprised that the home team will now want to actually win this game, since most of the time the favorite team, which is the away team, has always win. And you can see here 14, and base here you can see that it is actually 14-1. In other words, the favorite team, which is the away team, has won 14 times, while the non-favorite team, which is coming home, has won only 1 time based on head-to-head. Therefore, the home team, which is a non-favorite team, will actually want to make sure that it lead this game or to have a draw here. Therefore, the pick of going for a straight win for the away team, which is the favorite team, will actually be a risky factor. In case like this, then you can only come to this area that says standing and even move to matches and see the recent head-to-head between these two, how they have always played. And here, based on the head-to-head or recent head-to-head, you can know what outcome might actually occur. You can see that the most recent head-to-head, you can see that this Joinbuk, which is the favorite team, was actually home. It beat the opponent 2-0. This time, the non-favorite team, which was away, that received 2 goals, is now coming home, and it will be very difficult now for the away team to actually still beat the non-favorite team 2-0. In other words, the non-favorite team which is coming home might want to take a revenge and make sure that it either lead this match or to have a draw. Therefore, it is not a good choice to go for a straight win for the away team, which is the favorite team going away. In cases like this, what you can actually do is to look at the possibility of instead a double chance for the away team, or to look at the possibility, since it is 2-0 here, you can look at the possibility of the fact that at least one goal will be scored in this match in full time. In these cases, so in cases like this, it is never a good idea to go for a straight win because, of course, the non-favorite team want to perform to impress. So that is the third choice here, and how to use this strategy to see a peak. So the next I actually want to share with you is this team here, which is actually Finn playing with Fram. I want to click on this. You can see 14-3 based on head-to-head, and the more favorite team, which is 14 times, is actually coming. If you look, it is actually coming home. These are cases to actually consider because the favorite team, which has won 14 times, is actually coming home. And in this case, you can see that they are in the 4th position based on form and 9th position based on the away team. And based on point, there are still more as compared to point. But the next thing I want you to look at in this area is to look at the possibility of the odd range that has also been given to this team. If you look, the favorite team in this case have odd to win of 1.75, and of course, odd like this, which are very big for the home team to win of 1.75, is a little bit risky. For favorite odd to be considered is an odd between 1.10 to 1.35 and maximum 1.40 to 45 to consider for a straight win. But in the cases where it is already above 1.45 and going to 1.50 to 1.75 and above this value, then it is a good choice to consider a double chance for the home team in full time based on the form that it has more upper hand. In these cases, you are going to have an odd of between 1.15 to 1.20 for double chance. And if you come to standing, you are going to see that the favorite team is actually in the 4th position. In cases like this, it is also a good idea to make sure that you look at the home performance of the favorite team to make sure that it is above that of the opponent on the league table. And if you look at the away consideration, the favorite team here in this case is also more based on the known favorite, as you can see here, in the 6th and in the 12th position of the league table. Next is to go to matches and also scroll to look at recent head-to-head to see what you can actually come out with based on head-to-head. You can see the most recent head-to-head, this same here, actually was 4 goals, and the favorite team actually played away 2-2. And this case, the favorite team is now coming home. You are actually expecting that the possibility of the favorite team to actually win here can be possible. But to stay on the safe side, a double chance for the favorite team coming home with that odd of 1.75. Double chance will give it at least 1.15 or 1.20 for double chance will be a good choice to take. Or you can also look at the possibility of goals as over 1.5 goal or 2.5 goal as the next best possibility to consider in matches like this. So this is a strategy we actually want to share with you. If you have any suggestion or you have any video that you would like us to make for you, then please make sure to leave a comment below, and we'll do our very possible best to make sure that we create those tutorials for you so that everyone could actually benefit. So thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates, and see you again in our next episode. Bye-bye.